Okay, you run back your to-do exercise. So week 2, week 2 we do to-do. Okay, so open back to do exercise. Same, still under local storage topic. Right, we're going to add local storage to our to-do. So, okay, I think we did this last time. All right, you press add item. It will go to add item page. All right, inside add item page, you have item name. Right. Add item. All right, then it will go back here. So the objective is we're going to save everything inside storage. Right, so we have seen 2 days already, Wednesday and Thursday, local storage. So the objective is whenever user add this, right, is going. This is hard. This is not storage, and this is hard code. Right, if you remember, right, we have this, so we are supposed to delete it lah. If we delete it, then it will start empty. It will start empty, right? Because we delete it. All right, but what we want is we want it to get the item from the storage. We want the item to get it from the storage. All right. So that's the objective for the first part of today. The second part we will do freecodecamp. Right. Okay, so how to start? Same thing. It's going to happen inside add page. And if you remember the question yesterday, right? How do you do async storage? Right, you need to open the documentation. So, right, you open back the documentation here and get started. All right, then you do export install reactnative async storage. Right, so that's to start. Inside this project, we will add async storage. Okay, so once it's done, right, same as yesterday, right, same as the exercise that you're supposed to do, right, we're going to use this, right, import async storage. I will start with add first. right, inside add. So when it is pressed, I will save it. All right, I will save it. So we will do two step like previously. Right? We want to save it in an array of object. So this one, when the button is pressed, I will do function here. Const save item equals to empty string curly bracket. So I will call this function. So when this is pressed, we call save item function. So what save item function will do? All right, this is similar to last time. Yeah? So number one is it will load the item in the async storage. Right? If there is an existing item, it will add it to the end and then save the item. If there is no item saved previously, right, it will create a new array, add the item at the end, and then save it. All right, so that's the logic, right? Similar to how we did last Wednesday. Right? So it will load first the item, right? The to do item in the async storage. Upon loading, right, if it's find out that there is an existing item, it will add it to the end of the array and save the item. If there is no item saved previously, it will create a new array and add the item at the end of it and save it. Right? So it's the same logic as last Wednesday. This Wednesday, it's the same logic as this Wednesday. Right? So all is using this page. All right. So this one, const value. All right. Const value. So this one I call it to-dos. This one, if there is an existing item, else you will go here.
So is this we save as object or string, sir?
Object.
Object, huh?
No, you have to yeah, object value. An array of you have to use JSON dot parse. Right, so you have let new item right equals to name, right, name, place, description, right. So this is an object, either the key is name, the value is name. Left one is the key, right one is the value. Key place, right, value place, key description, and then value description. So I am in this scenario. If there is no item saved previously, it will create a new array. So let new array equals to empty string. Add the item at the end of it. So new array dot push new item. All right, and then save it. All right, and then save it. All right, so that's save it is this one. All right, so wait. Async storage dot set item. So this one is to do, right, and then I'm on this scenario, so I need to do JSON.stringify. So JSON.stringify new array. All right, and I need to add async here. All right, you see, if there is the word, await, the function need to have async. All right, so same thing over here. So if there is a word await here, then you need to add async before the bracket. I think that's about it. And then once I do that, it will do navigation dot pop. Navigation dot pop. All right. Once I save it, I will return to the previous page.
So the key, we can create any names lah. Like at to-dos too, you did that, right? So it's
Yeah.
a must to add the add in front.
Oh no, it could be anything. It could be anything.
Oh, so it's not a must. We need to add the add or right, like.
Can like this also can, but need to be the same. I just follow the documentation. But kalau tak ada add pun tak apa. Or if there's no add also can. But I follow the documentation.
Okay, sir. Nak tanya apa beza kita pakai dua method ni, sir? Satu method dia pakai string, satu method dia pakai object. Apa beza dan kenapa advantage? Apa advantage of another one, sir?
No, you can only store on string. I think that's malam yesterday, one of yesterday's answer. You can only store string. You cannot store anything else. So if I want to store an array, I have to do JSON.stringify. So this is the answer. Yesterday I explained. Okay, async storage only stores string. Right, you cannot store any other value. So for example, now I don't have a string, I have an array. So if I want to store an array, I have to first transform it into a string first. So that's why I need to use JSON.stringify. It's not advantage or anything. It's because I need to store it as a string. So that's why I have to use JSON nodes renewify. I have to do it. So if everything is okay, you check. I will just make sure that. So how to verify? All right, you just go here, add an item. Right, this one you check using your this one. You can say this one. So dinner, right? Have dinner at home, right? Home, right? Press add item, right? So it will be added here, right? So that's how you verify if everything is okay or not, right? So for the second part, after this, right? After this we will do, because after this if I add new things, it is not going to work. So check homework. Check student. Press an item. All right, so it's not going to be added because I'm under this scenario, right? So if I'm under this scenario, I have to follow that pseudo code lah, right? I have to follow that pseudo code.
So untuk pakai Windows yang pakai Microsoft Edge ni, how do I need to verify using
You have to use Chrome.
Chrome? Okay. Lepas pergi Chrome sir, and then where do I need to see?
Developer tools, application, and local
Elements, console, sources tu ke yang
application.
application. Okay, application. Lepas application, ke mana sir? Storage.
Local storage, yeah.
Local storage. Okay. Something wrong with my code, sir. Is it, can I share screen?
All right.
Right. Yang ni kan sir? Yang
Okay, go to add page, enter.
okay. Dia refresh and then dia
Press add item.
dia tak
You can see your code. You already pull down or not? Cuba bawah, see down on press. On press.
on press.
To replace it with save item. 954.
Yang mana sini
954.
Oh, line 54.
On press, save it with. See how I do it. Like this,
Wait, sir. On press. Second. Okay. Oh, okay. Press save item. Okay. Okay, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, now you try this part. So try if there is an existing item, all right, it will add it to the end and then save the item. All right, right there first. Same thing as number 2, but same thing as the bottom part, but uh, the bottom part, I create a new array. Right, the top part is I add to existing array. Right. Okay, so this one is we have this here. So let let items array equals to json dot parse value, and then same thing, let new item right equals to new place description, and this one will do items array dot push new item, and then I will just use same thing with Sync storage dot set item to JSON dot stringify new array, items array. Right, so same thing except for this line of code, right? Because this is get the existing item. Right, so this one, if all right, with this code now, right, show how to verify. Just make sure that we have study course study on React, press an item. All right, so it should add. It should add that. Yeah, it should add there. So this one sleep early. So make sure that it will at the end.
So can I share screen? Keluar
Yeah.
error.
So what's your code?
Dia kira boleh key in sekali, lepas tu the next key in dia keluar error macam tu.
927 tu dia items array dot push. Items array.
Line 27. Oh, items.
All right. Okay, once it is stored, after this we will bring it out on the home page. All right, you're going to bring it out.
So same thing, sir. Not sure what's going on.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So,
It's not same thing, but similar. Still unable to key in.
okay.
Let me share screen. Yeah, I just like the placeholder, then add item. Hey, just like nothing.
Yeah, it's added, right? Number 3.
Earlier was working. Sorry, sir.
Yang one to one tu. Oh,
Uh,
you have baca kat bawah dulu lah. Alright, say add.
oh, okay, okay.
Yes, 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 yeah. Unless if you.
Right. So there's a screen is blocking that part. Okay, sir. I think should be okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Alright, after this, you will bring it out on the home page. Alright, last time when we did the high score, so I think we didn't bring it out. Now so after this, you know how to bring it out. When we did high score last time, we just add, we didn't bring it out. So now we will bring it out in this exercise. Okay, so on your home page, when the page is loaded, I will try to get it from the database, right? So when the page is loaded, we try to get it from the database, so I'm going to use effect. To do here should be a use state, I don't know, sorry, use state as well. So const to do equals to set to do equals to use state empty array. So last time I think we want it to be fast. That's why we don't use. It's supposed to be a use state. I have use effect. Right, comma square bracket. Right, so same thing, right? So when the page is loaded, right, when the page is loaded, I will load the data, right, from storage. If the data is there, I will show it in a flat list. If not, then if not, if the data is not there, then it will show nothing. So use effect mean when the page is loaded. All right, so when the page is loaded, so load from load is same thing as, let me just get back from the documentation. All right, so reading data, this one, yeah. So but normally this one you call another function, right? Load data, right? So you call another function load data. That function you will do it here, const load data equals to ss, and then curly bracket. Okay, so const value with get item to do, and then same thing if the item is there. All right, if the item is there, all right, then I will do set to do JSON dot parse value. Right, so if the item is there, I'll do set to JSON dot parse value. So if you do that, normally when the page is loaded, since storage is not defined, forgot to import it. All right, so this is the one that I did just now. Okay, you can try first.
Sir, I want to ask something.
Yes.
This is one way of creating a API, right, sir?
Sorry?
This is one way to create an API, right?
Oh, this is not API, this is local storage.
Local storage. Tapi I nampak dia nampak macam API kan, sir? Dia punya biasa structure dia.
No, normally no, nothing to do because this is local. API is remote.
Right. So basically like kita pakai yang ini basically like we put something like that, like for example ID password And then they save this benda ni yang dia bagi save dekat database dia jadi API data kan.
It's on local, local, not remote, local database.
Okay.
API is different thing. Okay, so this is, and if I add, so it's not loaded. Refresh that it's loaded. Okay, so if I add new thing, it will not be loaded. Only after I add it, it will be loaded. I think, let me see if I yeah, remove the square bracket. If you remove the square bracket here, then every time I edit, it will be loaded. So up, right. So remove the square bracket on use effect. So because I think this one I already explained as well. So with square bracket means once the first time. Without the square bracket means, well, every time the page appear, but in our case it's okay lah. Every time the page appear, then it will try to get the data from database. Okay, I'm going to add a button here maybe. All right, but I will just add one button there. Flat list, right? So flat list will go here. I'll just add another text here. Text. How do I do it? How to should we do? Boleh lah, right? We just do here, right? Inside the detail page, for example, maybe we add one more button here. So delete text, right? Delete item. Alright, so this one I will do touchable opacity and touchable opacity. Okay, we can do delete first. Normally, when you do this kind of exercise, you will do create, read, update, delete. Let's focus on delete item first. So this one I can add a color or something. Touchable opacity. How normally we do the button? Let me see. Curi balik the style. touchable opacity, style button. Okay, I'll just copy it here and then put it here. Okay, read on the text. So style. Styles. Button. Right, so margin, margin top. Okay, so once you do that, we take a break for 25 minutes maybe. Alright, sampai 8.50. Once you do the button, but at the same time also I want you to do the delete. Alright, try to see how to do delete function. So delete it, because just now also when as we are trying it, I do AA. No, I don't want it. I want to delete it. Alright, so I don't want DD. Right, I want to delete it. Alright, so we are going to you are going to think how to do delete function as well. So now on press. Right, delete press also delete press, and then somewhere over here cons delete press equals empty. Okay, so you try first. You can go break, makan first, and then after this we will do the delete part, right, for this one. Okay. Okay, for delete, you will use splice, right? You use splice. So same thing as well, we do like this now. Okay, we tried this. I want to try this. So this is actually a modal, right? So modal is actually to show pop-up menu, right? So you can try this. How should we do it? How should I do it? Right, so I will have modal. I will just copy modal. Copy modal here. This one I will put it before, I think before the text. Right, before the text. And then I will copy this part, which is the state. And then imports modal and pressable, right? Import modal and pressable. And then finally, when the button is pressed, I will do set modal visible true. So this one will be here, not delete press, set modal. So let's see what will happen. So now if I do like that, use state is not defined, have to import use state. All right, delete item. Not really correct. Delete item, type more down up. Well, that's what I want, but I want the transparency equal to false. Transparent equals to false. I don't want it to be transparent. I want it to be false. So once I do that, I think it's almost there. So the word hide modal, it's not hello world, is something like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to delete this item? All right. And then this one I can put dua kali lah. I can put pressable here. Yes. And then this one I put no. No. Okay. So this is using another element, another component, which is modal. So I just copy paste from here. Of course, you can make you can configure more stuff. or you can configure more stuff here if you want. Right, so by reading the documentation and reference, you can actually modify more stuff. I think I modified transparent just now, or I changed it to true. Yeah, so just now we have transparent true, I changed it to false, so that it will appear it will not show the background. If I put true there, then it will show the background. Okay, so when I press yes, then only I will call the delete press. Alright. So delete press will finish with this as well. Okay, so for delete, it's going to be same thing, right? You load the item from the storage, load the to-dos from a sync storage. Right. Using splice or filter, remove the item from the array, and then save it. Save it inside the storage, and then move back to previous page. So that's to delete an item, right? To delete the selected item. All right, so the first one is load. Import sync storage. And then I will load it. All right, so to load it, this one, load from to-dos. All right, then you use splice or filter and remove the item from the array. I will use splice pun tak apa. All right, so let to-dos equals to json.string if json.parse value. I will use filter, so let deleted deleted array equals to those dot filter val return val dot title val dot name, or val dot name is not equals to this one, navigation dot get param item name, navigation dot get param item name, and then this one is delete. This is deleted. So this is delete the item. Number 2, delete the item, and then save it inside the storage. So number 3, save it inside the storage. So to this one was async. So await async storage dot set item to do's json dot stringify deleted array, and then that's it. All right, move to previous page, navigation dot. All right, so we try. So once I do that, to here, delete item, yes. All right. Well, DD, how is it? Delete item. All right. Then my DD is not there anymore. All right. Delete item. All right. Then my AA is not there. Refresh it, and it's been deleted from the. Okay, so that's delete. After this, you will do one more thing, which is edit. Edit the item. Okay, try for 5 minutes first to see if delete's done. Okay, so next we're going to do edit pula. So I'm going to do edit. So somewhere over here, I'm going to edit item. This one I change it to edit button. Maybe this one I put blue or something. A comma here. All right, so well, edit will not be edit. It will open a new page. All right, edit will open a new page. It's called edit page, and then you will allow user to edit it. All right, so how does edit work? Once edit is pressed, you will open a new page which is called edit. So we just create right away edit.js. Edit.js and add.js will almost have the same UI. All right, edit and add will almost have the same UI. So edit.js. So edit. I will clear it. I will clear it first. Sorry, I will clear it first. All this clear. UI, yeah. I only left. I will only leave the UI part. I will only leave the UI part. Right. So this is my edit page. Almost the same as my add. All right. Edit the item. But this one save item I remove. Save item I remove it. Okay, maybe like that lah. Something like that. Okay, so once you do this, you can link from the page to this page. From the view page, you can link it here and then pass the item as well. So edit page, you need to pass the item. Okay, so edit will go to edit page. So inside home stack, import edit from components edit. Let's create edit. Okay, and then from my detail just now, right, when the button edit is pressed, it will do navigation dot push edit. All right, navigation dot push edit. So I'm here. All right, so this is my edit page, but I'm going to pass the item as well. All right, I need to pass the item. So navigation dot push. All right. So name navigation dot get param name. Sorry, get param item. So we pass item like this lah, right? Navigation dot get param item like this. Okay, so on the second page, we will on the edit page, we will take it and we put it on the UI. Okay, and then inside the edit page, right? Inside the edit page, I will do use effect, right? Use effect. Use kenapa macam ni? Use effect should be like this lah. Alright, use effect. Use effect bracket. Alright, so once I do it, I will do set name, right? Set name navigation dot get param item dot name set place navigation dot get param item dot place, and then set description navigation dot get param description. So if I do like this, study course at home, right? It's like I have a lot. Study course on React and Vue.js, right? Maybe I want to edit, right? So that's yeah. So you when you press edit, whatever that you try to edit should come out. Yeah. So strip early. No, maybe I check in somewhere. Okay. So but the save function is still empty. But just make sure that whatever that you want to edit will come out, right? Whatever you want to edit will come out.
Sir, boleh share screen?
Okay.
Dia keluar macam ni, sir. State error.
You already declare it. Yeah. Tu you buat 2 kali. So the first line you boleh remove. Go back.
Oh.
Yang apa? That one. No, jangan remove react tu. So if you copy use effect tu letak kat atas. That one you can use state you can remove lah. Use state you can remove. Okay, just use effect.
Okay, sir.
Right. After this we edit lah. After this we edit. Right. So after this we edit. So whenever you change it, edit it. Coba itu lagi 5 minit ya. So slow je, chill je. sikit lagi 2 minit. Okay. 45 and then we try to edit to do if you want to try to do first. Okay, so 8.50 So Raj need 5 minutes low break. 8.50. Okay. Same thing as well. So number one, load all the items from the async storage. All right, number two, find the one that is the same and then change the value, right? Change the value. Right, number three, change the value, right, with the edited value, right? So number one is this import async storage. I'll put it there. Load all the items, we have the code already, which is this one, I guess. Get items, right, const value. Find the one which is the same. I will use filter. So let item equals to let to-dos equals to JSON dot parse value. So items to-dos dot filter val return val dot name equals to navigation equals to name, right? Equals to name, and then we will do item dot place equals to place, item dot description equals to description. All right, and then once it's edited, then I will save it, and then save it. Save it. Right, I forgot to put async here. Wait, async, and then save it. Save the code to save is this. This one. To do. Okay, let me try first because I think this is it. So if everything is okay, all right. So edit item, study course on React and Vue.js. I will add and Vue.js. Press edit item. This one is not reflected. Let's one more time. Edit item. Sekejap ya, tak jadi pula. And view, did I call it? So this one, save item. Save item, we call here. So save item. Right. And Vue.js. Edit item and Vue.js. Thing comes out. The errors in here. Oops, don't know this one. tak apa. I think I have to do it differently. I cannot use filter. I will do something like this. This one is correct. I will do for loop for I equals to 0. I smaller than 2 dot length. I plus plus. Right. So if 2 I dot name equals to name, right, then I will do to I dot place to I dot description, right, then I will do break. Okay, how try it. I think it's like this. Just now I sepatutnya boleh, tapi I'm not sure why it's not working, but let's try all this. And if you JS press edit item, alright, now it's edited, yeah. So now it's edited. Same thing as well, I need to refresh it, right? So now it's edited. Okay, so for edit, you can do like this, yeah. You can do like this. And then after this, I can just go navigation. Dot pop. Alright, which means goes to previous page. Once save, go to the previous page. And the previous page also need to be updated, right? Previous page also need to be updated. So you can try lah, right? So for example, we verify here first. Verify here first. Sleep early and without aircon, right? Because it's raining, right? And home. Sweet home, right? So I press edit item, right? Go back, but this one is not updated yet. But alright, so this is the one that I edited. Ada sikit lagi bug lah, Alright, so we try to make sure that it works first, then only we try to fix the bug.
So can I share screen?
All right. Okay.
Like, my code is not working. So I want to edit.
Title you cannot edit first. You cannot edit the title yet. Title
Oh,
tak boleh.
okay.
Because
Same sir. Dia tak change.
Try one more time. Try one more time. Don't press title. Yep. Try one more time. Edit item. Go directly there. Okay, go back. That's not what you type. Running and why it's changing. But title cannot. Title is not editable yet. Okay, title is not. Why title is not editable? Because title is at the moment our.
Sorry, muted tadi.
Okay, right. So title is at the moment is our ID. Alright, we use it as our ID. If you learn database, kan, everything has an ID. So we are so lazy, right? We put title as our ID, but normally cannot lah. That's what happened. If you put inside database, kan, kita belajar, we already learn, right? Every table normally need to have an ID, unique identifier. Right, so that's why when we create a database, normally you have ID. You have title, name, place, description. Right. In our case here, we did not do. Well, when we did on the first time, we did it, but now it's gone. All right. But I think it's we in order for the edit to work, then you need an ID back. Right. So let's fix that. You delete this, so we just delete it because we need to fix everything from scratch. So just delete the item, refresh, everything will be zero back. So if you delete the item like that, you just press and then delete, then everything will be start from zero, and then we try to fix it, right? So we try to add an ID. So over here, for example, all right, if there is an existing item, it will add it to the end. So we start with here. If there is no item, right? If there is no item, it will create a new array, and the ID is 1. We give the first item, the ID is 1, right? So it's going to be something like that. So if there is no item saved previously, this is my add.js. I want to give it an ID. If there is no item saved previously, it will create a new array, and the item, and then save it, right? The first ID will be 1. But if there is an existing item, right? If there is an existing item, I will have an ID. The ID will be, so let current ID, it will be items array dot length minus 1 dot ID, right, plus 1. All of this is logic. So you see, as you are doing it, you have to implement logic. What is logic? Logic is the thing that you learn on module 1. All right. So I will get this. What does it mean? It means that I will get the ID of the last item. All right. And I1. Right. So this is what the code means. Later we pause. Right. We just show. So the first one is sleep. Right. Sleep early. Right. Home. Right. So you see, the first item, the ID is 1. All right. I will add a new item. Okay. I thought we already did the use state. I think something is wrong with use state. So the second item, we do watch TV, watch Netflix. watch Netflix new movie. All right, home, press item. All right, so the second ID, see the second item, the ID is stored, it will be added automatically. All right, so that's how I create the ID. Later we will change it on delete and edit. All right, so if we do it, then after this, sorry, I pun tak perasan I took video je. Then we can edit the title. Alright, just now I said tak boleh ya, because the title was being used as an ID, but now I create an ID. So that's the reason why a table need an ID, right? So that it can uniquely identify the items. Alright, so you can try one first. Just make sure that as you add, the ID is adding. As you add, the ID is adding. All right, so once this is there, then on the delete, just now, delete here, we can replace it. Get item.id, so get item.id. And then this one, val.id, no, don't use title. Well, this for yang ini tak banyak beza lah, right? there's not much difference. But actually there's a difference, right? Because if you use title, then you cannot have same. Let's say that you put two, and you put two same things. So for example, number one you put makan, number two you put makan, right? But the number one makan is different than the number two makan. So if you put title macam tadi, the one that I did before, there might be some bug like that, right? But if you use ID, then you can have two makan, right? But it will be different on the description and on the place, kan? So yeah, this one so you change lah, right? So the delete now is based on the ID and not by the title. Once we do that, on the edit also you can do, yeah, so var sudos.id, right, equals to equals to navigation dot get param, right, item.id, right? So if todo's id equals to navigation dot get param item id, then this one can do todo's I dot name equals to name. All right, so once you have done that, you can help me verify, right? Help me verify if you can delete, not you can delete, if you can change the item name. Help me verify if you can change the item name. Okay, so try. So watch Netflix movie, right? So I check here. So up, watch Netflix movie, it's changed. So this one is still near, but once I go there, then it's going to be near. So watch Netflix movie. All right, so now even with the ID, right? So once we add an ID, then even the movie also can, even the title can be edited. So we need to fix something here, right? Using use effect. We need to fix something here using use effect. So what we're going to do, right? Well, what I'm going to do is we do this, all right? We do like this, navigation.get param. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use a state lah. I'm going to use a state. So I use cons item, right? Use set item equals to use state null. All right, so every time, right? Every time the page is loaded, right? This one is use effect. Every time the page is loaded, I will do something like this. I will need to get it from the storage as well. I need to get it from the storage as well. So import storage. Yeah, so this one is okay. So this one I will do let item use effect item. So cons load item function cons load item. So asynchronous. All right. So wait. Let item equals to wait async storage dot get item alias to this. Okay, let to this and let to this. So if to this is not equal to now, right, so let item, let's let item equals to filter, yeah. So to this this one I do right well. JSON. Sorry. Let value and normally like this. Let value let to this equals to JSON dot pass value. Right. I hope we have done it 3 or 4 times. You understand what this three lines means. So to this dot filter, right? Read val to this dot filter val return val dot id equals to navigation dot get param id. Sorry, navigation dot get param item dot id. And then once I found it, I will do set item. So once I do that, this will no longer be navigation.getParams.item. It's just going to be item.name, item.description, item.place, and then this will pass item. So let's try slowly first. I will try first and see. So go there. Okay, on there. Canary property now. Name. Kenapa ni? I think I need to have I need to have somewhere over here. Somewhere over here, I might need to have view. All right. I need to if this one I will just do if item exists. If item exists, I will show this. Right? If item exists, I will show this. Right? If item exists, I will show this. If not, I will show empty view. Conditional rendering. Conditional rendering. Okay, let's get slow. We try. Just because to fix the small bug thing just now. Okay, try one time. There's an error here. Is it an error? Line 80. 980. 980. No, horrific. Looks like stuck a little bit. It's stuck my server. Okay, it's loading. Okay, try one more time. Okay, so now it's opening. All right. Press here. Can I click it? No, cannot click it. Yeah. Try to click it. No, it's not working yet. But Something is wrong, but it's not. It's not. I cannot see. It's not stop loading. Let's see, I did something wrong. We go back to the previous state. Okay, if I do like this, will it stop? I try to go back to last time it works. I think last time it works. Last time it was like this. Okay, try to see here. Because I think the thing get hairwired already. Okay, my thing got hairwired already because I think this was the last time that it worked. But I think it's okay lah, right? Just we leave it like that because you know the bug is. But I know I think how to fix it is the one that I did is now. But I think the thing already get hairwired. But I think just leave the small bug like that. We stop for this exercise here. We stop for asking stories here. I think the last working should be the one that I know what happened also here. Maybe I need to restart it, but the one that working the last the last part that should be working should be the one where the one where you go to the edit and then it will well, the second page still has a bug. The how to fix it I think is the one that I did just now, but I think after that it get hairwired, so we just ignore that small bug, right? Just the important is we managed to do all the right? CRU, yeah, create, reupdate, delete. So we just I think Raj habis code kan, but the others I just share with you the source code just in case you want to check back the code. And as Diana also is having problem with electricity and everything. So I will just share the source code. So this is the updated source code. So next week we will do Flutter. Right, next week we stop doing React Native. We will do Flutter. I'm not sure. I don't think we will revisit back. But actually, the remaining time that I want to do a little bit freecodecamp as well with you, just to summarize. A little bit ES6 and everything because you saw it, but I think we never go in theory, so let's try to. I will try to finish, but this time I want to be smart. Last time I was not smart. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reset back. I'm going to reset my thing first. So how do I reset it? How do I reset it? Can I reset it? Alright, saya rasa tak boleh lah reset. It's okay lah, I will do it je. So you see the difference? Okay, I think we start with this one first. Right. You start with this one first because when we did module 2 and module 3, right? You see, because when we did module 1, we do var, right? You see var. And then in module 2 and module 3, you see from time to time. No, most of the time I use let. Right, so now in this exercise, for example, so it's under ES6. Start with this. So this is the explanation, right, about let and var. So when you declare a variable with var, it is declared globally or locally, right? So it's going to be global or locally. Yeah? So This one also we already know what is the difference between global and local variable. It's your module one. Yeah. So when you put is you check the curly bracket. You check the curly bracket. So if it's the global your variable, all right, it's in between the curly bracket. So if you put the var outside, then it's global. So if it's inside a curly bracket, then it's local. So this one, the difference between var and let is the let keyword behaves similarly but with some extra features. When you declare a variable with the let keyword inside a block, statement or expression, its scope is limited to that block, statement or expression. So when you put let inside a curly bracket, right, it is only going to be declared inside the curly bracket, right? So for example, var num array equals to ni, right, it's a var, right? For var I equals to 0, I smaller than you pouch 0, 1, 2. So here the console will display the value of 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, and the I here, right? You see the I here is actually global, right? So the var I here, right? You have to check the curly bracket. There's no curly bracket on top, so this will be 3. Yeah. So you will see 0, 1, 2, 3. So that's the reason why it says 0, 1, 2, and then you will see 3. With the var keyword, I is declared globally. So when I++ is executed, it updates the global variable. All right, so there's another way. So 0, I equals to 0, I smaller than 3, I++. So this become 0, 1, 2, right? 0, 1, 2. And then the I here will become 3. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. This behavior will cause problem if you create a function and store it for later use inside a for loop that uses the I. Right? This is because the start function will always refer to the value of the updated global I variable. Right? So in this case, for example, the last number of I will be 3. The last number of I will be 3. Right? Because this is too too in detail already. Right? Here the concept will be 3. As you see, print number 2 prints 3 and not 2 because the last version of I is 3. All right. And then not the value I had when the function was created in the loop. The let does not allow this behavior. Right. So let will always remain in the scope. Right. Let will always remain in the scope. So I is not defined because so here's the question here is, all right, so fix the code so that I declared in the if function. So for var I equals to function scope, is a separate variable than I declared in the first line of function, right? So you want this I to be different. Right, so you want the I to be different. This be certain not to use the var keyword anywhere in your code. So in the if statement, so this one I just add let. So I just let I. So this will be a new I. This new I will always be defined here. All right. And then this the outside. This is the global I. This is the global I. So that's var should not exist. Or is it? Is it fix it to here? So to here. And then fix this to here as well. So then it's same thing. All right, so the first one is here. Just now I didn't pay attention. They said that var should not exist. All right, var should not exist. It means that this one will change let. So this let I will be here. All right, and then this one will be inside here. This will be inside here. Let and var actually there is not much difference lah. For me, let and var is interchangeable. But the constant is more, well, the constant you need to know. The constant you need to know. So let and var lebih kurang, only a tiny detail, just like what they declared just now. But the constant is slightly ni sendiri. So this is a new. This is a new. It has many use case in modern JavaScript, so it's a new variable as well. Some developers prefer to assign all their variables using const by default unless they know they will need to reassign the value. So const is actually to define a constant. All right, what does a constant mean? It means that once you use it, the value cannot be changed anymore. Right, the value cannot be changed anymore. So for example, in this case, const s is equals to 567. All right, he tried to do s equals to 123, which means that they want to change the value from 567 to 123. So s equals to 123 will result an error. All right, so because you cannot change the value, the console.log will display the value 565. But if you change the value inside an array, so this one, if you use like this one is okay. This one is not okay, but this one is okay. All right. So as you can see, you can mutate the object 567 itself, and the variable s will still point to the altered array 5645. Like all the array element s are mutable, but because word constant was used, you cannot use it to point to another array. Right, so this one is not correct, but this one is correct. All right, so that's that constant. So the question here, an array is declared as 572. Change the array to 257. So I cannot use like this. I cannot use like this. You only change code above this line. So 257. So I have to use S0, all right, equals to 2. S1, right, equals to 5, right, S2 equals to 7, right? So if you declare it as a constant, but the idea is once you use a constant, you cannot change the value. You cannot change the entire value, but you can change it one by one. Right, so that's questions 2 for constant. The different number 1 is not tak banyak sangat, but number 2 the difference is constant, you cannot change the value. Okay, number 3. All right, so this one, as seen in the previous page, const declaration alone doesn't really protect your data from mutation. All right, to ensure your data doesn't change, JavaScript provides a function object.freeze to prevent data mutation. Any attempt at changing the object will be rejected with an error thrown if the script is running in strict mode. So let object equals to this one, then I put object.object. All right, so once I do that, then I cannot change the value anymore, right? So the object.review and object.newProp assignment will result in error because our editor run in strict mode by default, and the console will display the value name. All right, so the value cannot be changed anymore once I put object freeze. Just now can with the assignment, right? The assignment, but this time around is strictly I cannot change it, right? In this challenge, you are going to use object.freeze to prevent mathematical constant, which is this one, from changing. You need to freeze the math constant object so that no one is able to alter the value of pi, add or delete properties. So I'm going to freeze this object. So object, right, dot freeze math underscore constant. All right, so once I do that, right, so that's why we had an error, right? We had an error, but it's because it was running on strict mode. So but once you add this line of code, it says that, all right, I don't want people to touch this variable. Then the thing cannot be touchable anymore. Okay, so this is the other thing that you keep seeing me doing it, all right, which is arrow notation. All right, you always see this. So that's why I say I take this time to just recap back what we did, and then see how it looks like had it been in module 1. All right, in JavaScript, we often don't need to name our function, all right, especially when passing a function as an argument to another function. All right, instead we create inline function. We don't need to name this property function because we do not reuse them anywhere else. All right, to achieve this, we use the following syntax. This is how to create a function without a name. Some people call it anonymous function as well. If you do Python or something, they call it lambda, but this one is lambda like this lah. But this one is anonymous function. All right. So ES6 provides us with a syntactic sugar to not have to write anonymous function this way. Instead, you can use arrow notation. So I can use like this as well. So this is creating a function without. This is creating a function, right? In JavaScript in ES6, right? In the new JavaScript, and where you saw it in React as well. So when there is no function body and only return a value, arrow function syntax allow you to omit the keyword return as well as brackets surrounding it, right? So you can do that right away if it's only one line. This code will return the string value by default. So rewrite the function, all right, assigned to the variable magic, which returns a new date to use arrow function syntax. All right, so this one we can do like this. So const magic, right? The function is called magic equals to, right? Equals to, and then I want to return new. All right, so this one is because of one line, right? I can do it right away like this. I can omit. Normally we do something like that, return new date, but this one can be omitted, right? Because it is one line. Right, so that's how to create a function using arrow notation. Something that you use in ES6, when we call ES6, it's actually the new JavaScript, and you saw it a lot of time. I'm using this on module 2, on when you do module 2, and also module 3 when you React, right? So that's the base of React and React. Node.js also using this kind of notation. So this is with parameters, all right? Sometimes you see const arrow with bracket. Right, it's actually the bracket there means parameter. All right, so I think you can check back the code, and sometimes got things inside the bracket. So the bracket means parameter. Right, just like a regular function, you can pass arguments into an arrow function. So for example, this function, right, the parameter is item, so it will do return item times 2. So $4 will return the value of 8. If an arrow function has a single parameter, so the parenthesis can be omitted, right? It is possible to pass more than one argument, right? So you have item and multiplier, so it's multiple return to. So that thing is, rewrite the function myConcat function, which append contents of array 2 to array 1. So the function is defined using arrow function. Right? So we just do this first one. So const myConcat, right, equals to, so you just go directly array 1, array 2. This one line also can, one line also can. So I can just do, all right, array 1 concat array 2. So this is the rule is whenever it's one line, I can omit the curly bracket, and I can omit the return. So the function will be something like this. Okay, so that's arrow notation. Now you understand. Some of the code have a bracket like that. Have a bracket. The reason why it's like this is because it's a function. So in order to help to create, I'll just open freecodecamp menu here. I want to see the topics. How far I am from the spread operator and everything. Let's check back. Okay, let's see. So in order to create more flexible function, right, ES6, or only on ES6, introduce default parameter for a function. So for example, this one, by default, or if I don't specify a parameter, if I specify a parameter, then it will take the parameter. If I don't specify a parameter, then it will take anonymous here. Right, so the default parameter kicks in when the argument is not specified. Right, as you can see in the above example, the parameter name will receive its default value anonymous when you not provide a value. Right. So modify the increment by, so this increment by adding default parameter so that it will add 1 to a number if a value is not specified. Right, so this one, so value by default it's going to be 1. Right, it's going to be 1. So by default, so for example, I put like increment 3, 2, then it will be written 5. If I do increment 3, then it will become 4, because by default it will take 1. Right, so that's what this means. So, so increment, all right, 3, 2. So increment 3, 2. Right, you can see 5. All right, but if I do increment 3, all right, it become 4, right, because by default is, if I would increment 3, 8, then it become 11, right, because it's number plus value. But by default, if I don't specify anything, it will add by 1. Right, so that's default parameter. So this is rest parameter, or rest parameter. So this is something that you might see as well, the dot, 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 the dot, dot, dot. I think we saw it. We saw it when we did 2, 2 or something. So in order to help us create more flexible function, ES6 introduced the rest parameter for function parameters. With the press parameter, you can create functions that take a variable number of arguments. These arguments are stored in an array that can be accessed later from inside the function. All right, so for example, this one, kan, dot, dot, dot. I don't know how many is it. All right, I can pass 3 arguments, I can pass 5 arguments as I want. So dot, dot, dot args means, well, it can be as much parameter as you want. So for example, in this case, right, the console will display you have passed 3 arguments for the first one, and you have passed 4 arguments for the second one, right? Because dot, dot, dot args means you can pass as many arguments as you want. The rest parameter eliminates the need to check the arguments array and allow us to apply map filter reduce. Then you saw, this is the things that you saw just now, map filter reduce. Right. So modify the function sum. Right. This is to add to add 3 items. To add 3 items. So modify the function sum using the rest parameter in such way that the function sum is able to take any number of arguments and return their sum. So this one will be dot, dot, dot args. So I'm going to take dot, dot, dot args. So once I do this, I don't need this anymore. All right, I don't need this anymore. And then argument.reduce, then this one is no issue. So this one is no issue. It will keep adding the item. All right, it will keep adding the item. As long as I pass a number, it will keep adding it. All right, so this is spread rest parameter. Right? So rest parameter dot, dot, dot means I can pass as much argument as I want. that argument will be given in an array. It will be ARGS will be an array, and then you can use map filter and reduce right over here. So just now we are talking about rest parameter. Now it's spread operator. Spread operator. Okay, ES6 introduces a spread operator which allows us to expand array and other expression in place where multiple parameters or elements are expected. The ES5 code below uses apply to compute the maximum value in an array. So you have var 689 345 math.max apply ARR. So it will look for 89, which is the largest number in an array. This is ES5. 2015, yes, it's been 2016. We had to use math.max, so apply null because so it's ignore, right? You just use that, right? With spread operator, right? You can call it right away. You can call it right away. Right? So this one returns an unpacked array. In other words, it spreads the array. However, the spread operator only works in place, like an argument to a function or in a literal. So in this case, copy all contents of ARR1 into an array ARR2 using spread operator. So I'm going to copy all the values. So if you copy all the values, I'll just do right? dot ARR1. I will put it inside a square bracket area. So if I remove the square bracket, then it's going to be the content. It's going to be a content. It does not work. But if I put square bracket, then I will have the content and I put inside an array. From I think this one you see as well, dot slash and then put comma or something. I think we did that as well. Any other exercise on spread operator? Spread operator. Spread operator. Only one exercise. Should have another exercise on that as well. All right, destructuring assignment is special syntax introduced in ES6 for neatly assigning value taken directly from an object. So let's say that you have this one, right? Const user name h. This is what you did just now as well. You use dot notation on an object. So this is something that you have done just now. You can also do something like this: const name h user, again name, then you can use name and age right away. So you can, again, name will have a value of John Doe and age will be 34. All right, so this one you will create name variable. So I normally you do like this, all right, but you can do like this as well. You can do like this as well. So once you do like this, then name and age will be, there will be a variable. Name will be this one, and then age will be this one. Right? This is what we call destructuring and arguments of, sorry, destructuring assignment from an object. All right, so this example, what? So only change code below this one, right? They want today and tomorrow, today and tomorrow. So they want today, tomorrow, and today and tomorrow. So this one can just do const, right? Today, right? Tomorrow equals to high temperatures. All right. So instead of doing like dot dot dot, all right, I can do this as well. All right. So that destructuring an object, right? Destructuring an object. This is what use destructuring assignment to assign variable from object. Try to read this one. Right? So destructuring allow you to assign a new variable name when extracting value. Right? You can do this by putting the new name after a colon when assigning the value. So for example, I have const user name John Doe, age 34. Right? Here's how you can give a new variable name. Right? This one you want to give a new variable name. So the variable name, this will be stored inside a variable username. All right. This a variable user age will have the value 54. Right? Same thing, but just now you have to use name and age. Right? But this time around, you can assign it to a new variable. Right? For example, they want the variable to be username. This variable they want it to be user age. Right? So I think it's almost the same thing as just now. So this one, right? How I do it? So const yesterday, I want it to hi today, hi tomorrow. So today, I want it to be assigned to hi today, and then tomorrow, I want it to be assigned to hi tomorrow, and this is from the high temperatures variable object, right? From high temperatures object. Right? So that's how they call it destructuring assignment to assign variables from object. That's how. Okay, so this is what? Okay, that's it. So you can use the same principle from the previous two lessons to destructure values from nested object. All right, so let's say that now, nested object means inside an object there is an object. Inside an object there is an object. So this one in this replace to this in this one using object, or here's how to extract the value object protect and assign it to variable of the same name. So I think you have johndoe.h, right? Johndoe.h, and then johndoe.email. Johndoe.h, johndoe.email. So that's how it. So or you can use johndoe.userh, johndoe.useremail. So that's how we retrieve it here. So now they want it to be today. It should still assign the variable, sorry, johndoe.h will go to user age, right? User age will get, user age will be 34. User email will be this one, yeah? So that's the thing that it does. So that's what they want me to do. They want us to do. Replace the two assignment with an equivalent destructuring assignment. It should still assign the variable low today and high today, the value of today.low and today.high from the local forecast. So I will have today, right? Today low will be assigned to low today, and then today high, all right, will be assigned to high today, and then all this I will get it from the variable local forecast. All right. So let's say that I want to do a console.log load today, console.log load today, then we'll have this one, console.log high today. So this is destructuring your nested object, right? Nested object. All right, so this one's why I can't remember what does it want. Let me see. Let's slowly. So yes, it makes destructuring as easy as destructuring an object. One key difference between the spread operator and array destructuring is that the spread operator unpacks all content of an array into a comma-separated list. Consequently, you cannot pick or choose which element you want to assign to a variable. Destructuring an array let us to do that. So let's say that I have from cons A, B, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So A, B, the console will display the value of A and B as 1 and 2, right? So 1 and 2. So let's say that I have this. The variable A is assigned to the first value and B is assigned to the second value, right? We can also access the value of at any index in an array with destructuring by commas to reach the desired destination. So for example, this one, A, B, all right, C, all right, so 1, 2, all right, 3, 4, 5, all right, so the console will display A and B and C as 1 and 2 and 5, all right, so that's destructuring an array using square bracket comma, and then you can get the value. So use this structuring assignment to swap the value of A and B so that A receive the value stored in B and B receive the values in A. Only change the code below this line, so I think it's going to be cons B use the structuring assignment to swap. Use the structuring assignment to swap. The structuring assignment, yes, I'm check. To swap cons is it under ready to collect P this one not swap the values of you should use array destructuring to swap A and B. Use array destructuring. So cons A and B equals to B, maybe B. Is it like that? It's too easy. Console.log A. All right, console.log B. Well, I'm hesitant for a while, but it looks like that. Right, it looks like that. Okay, so I'm hesitant, but it looks like that. So that's how I swap it. Right, that's how I swap it. Okay, let's try to do a few more. Okay, let's see. This is the last time I stopped here as well. So in some situation involving array destructuring, we might want to collect the rest of the element into a separate array. So the result is similar to array prototype slice. So A, comma B. So A, B is 1 and 2. Dot, 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 ARR mean the remaining of it. So ARR here will show 3, 4, 5, 7. So yeah, A is 1, B is 2, ARR is 3, 4, 5, 7. Right. So the console would display the value 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 7. Right. Variable A and B take the first and second value from the array. After that, because of the rest parameter absence, so this is the rest parameter, dot, dot, dot. ARR get the rest of the value in the form of an array. The rest element only works correctly as the last variable in the list. As in, you cannot use the rest parameter to catch a subarray that leaves out the last element of the original array. So use this structuring assignment with the rest parameter to perform an effective array prototype slice, so that ARR is a subarray of the original array source with the first two elements omitted. The first two elements omitted. This one. So only change below this line. Only change. Yeah. So cons ARR. What do we like? Cons A B ARR. Right. List. Alright. So the first two omitted. Then it's going to be like that. It's exactly the answer. So return ARR. Right. So once I do that, console.log ARR here. Oh, sorry, dot. So you get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so that's using REST assignment, right? Using REST assignment to destructure an array. All right, this is where I sampai hari tu. So let's see, why did I stop here? Maybe it's difficult. I think maybe I'm tired last time. So in some cases, you can destructure the object in a function argument itself. Consider the code below. All right, so I have this. This effectively destructured the object sent into the function. This effectively destructured the object sent into the function. This also can be const name. This also can be done in place like this. When profile data is passed to the above function, the values are destructured. So once it's passed, it's going to be name, age, nationality, and location. That's what it means. Yeah? Cons profile update. So use destructuring assignment within the argument to the function half to send only min and max inside the function. So the function half here, I want to send only max and min, right? Max and min. So once I pass max and min, this one. So const profile update equals to after slash. Let's try to understand. So consider the code below. All right, this effectively destructured the object inside into the function. This can also be done in place. So const profile update profile data. So this is profile data. So they use name, age, location, equal arrow notation. All right. So this one I think const half max mins. Is it like that? No, that should be an object. This structured parameter should be used. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Also need to be changed, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so that's about it. So I pass. So I just follow this one. All right, so I want to pass max and min. Destructure it, and then that's it. Console.log half. Console.log half. All right, and then it pass stats. All right, so 28.1. Well, at least I'm one step than previously. Dollar sign. This one you saw already. This one is very easy. I think we saw it as well. Right, we saw it as well. String literal. All right, a new feature is called template literal. This is a special type of string that makes creating complex string easier. Template literals allow you to create multi-line string and to use string interpolation to create string. This one we saw together. I always tell you the single quote sebelah satu, the single quote next to one. So when you use the single quote next to one, all right, and then you do ringgit curly bracket, then you can get the value. It's going to replace it right away rather than need to use concatenation plus. All right, so that's the single quote sebelah satu, the single quote next to one that I keep mentioning to you. All right, so firstly, the example of use backticks, right? It's called backticks, right? Not quote, right? To wrap the string. Then you use, if it's multi-line, you use \n, all right? And then curly $, curly bracket variable, right? So you don't need to use plus anymore. To add variable to string, you just drop the variable in $, right? So and then if there is an operation, right, it will do the operation. Okay, so what does this question want? So use template literals with backticks to create an array of lists of elements, li. Each list element should be one of the array element from the failure property on the result object and have a class attribute with the value text warning. The make list should return the array of list item string. Use an iterator method, any kind of to get the result output shown below. So this is quite tough. Let's try. So use template literal with backticks to create an array of list element. Each list element text should be one of the array element. Each list element should be one of the array elements from the failure property and have a class attribute with the value text warning. Okay, I can use any iterator. So I think I use map. So failure items. I will do result.failure.maps. I can do it like this code. Val return $single quote li $, curly bracket val and then they want to have class text for class class equals to text warning. So once I do that, I think, oh sorry, this one is not result of failure, this is ARR because it was passed as a parameter, right? It was passed as a parameter. So console.log failure, at least I want to see if it's same or not. Alright, almost the same thing. Almost what they want, I think. Li class text warning, no var. So the idea is the use of this one. This one or two, I think we saw it together as well. I wanted to stop, then I see, oh, the next question I think is very easy. We did it, so that's why I stopped. So what's the next questions? Well, the next question I think we will stop there. We stop at the string literal. So if you have time, then next time we will continue. Maybe next week we continue the rest, because I think there is a promise as well. Then catch and everything. So promise also you will see. You saw it, but you're going to see it again on as well, on Flutter as well. All right, so that's for today. I see you next week, but before we stop, I need you to pre-install Android Studio for next week. All right, so before we stop, so I need you to pre-install Android Studio before class. So there are a few things that you need to do. Number one is pre-install. All right, pre-install Android Studio. So that's number one. Number two is download Flutter SDK as well. So we're going to use Flutter. So this one also need to be downloaded. All right, so download. Well, if possible, you just follow the tutorial. If possible, you follow the installation guide. Right, if not, you just download it. If possible, you just follow the guide. If not, you download it. All right, so once you download it, then the next step is to install Android Studio and everything. So that's why I asked you to install Android Studio as well. All right, so this is for next week. All right, the remaining weeks. If we have time, we go back to React Native a little bit. But if not, we will after this we will continue with Flutter. All right, so that's for today. All right, so you just update your if I'm too fast at React Native, no, not React Native. If I'm too fast at ES6 just now, you just watch back the video. But try to at least because I